going, guys? Me, Alex Wong. Welcome back to another video. Today, you guys are actually watching the first video on the Alex Wong Raw channel, where we are going to be releasing all type of content that goes on the back end, some of the secrets about business and the life that is entirely possible once you make that leap into owning your own company. Now, just in going over today, we are going to be taking a trip to Athens, Greece, going to see a client retreat with our coach, Nick Setting. First of all, shout out to my guy, Nick. He's such a phenomenal guy, and his program and even his coaches like Isaiah, they've helped us a ton in our outreach and to perfecting our offer and helping us grow our company. And we're going to see a lot of crazy things that I'm very excited to share with you guys. Going all the way from Athens to the island below Greece called Chenia, where we're gonna have a mansion, yacht, private chef. It's gonna be crazy, but we're gonna record and capture some of the moments from this immaculate journey that I'm hoping that I can share with you guys today if you stick to the end of this video. And we're going to be talking about everything from the deep level of business to the strategic strategy to your personal branding, all within these in-person mastermind classes that's going to happen over the next week. So hope you guys enjoy it. There's going to be a mix of both touring around the place, mix of business, mix of understanding what type of concepts we're going to be going over, and I'm very excited to go ahead and jump into it. So as of right now, we're here at Newark Airport, back in home in New Jersey. We're about to go fly to Greece, and I'll see you guys as soon as we land and share with you this amazing journey. Catch you there. We made it, and wow. Let me tell you guys, it's absolutely crazy to think about that this is all possible because I send millions of emails a month. And if you're not already in business, guys, I mean, the fact that that flight you saw, the fact that we got one of the best hotels, this view and I was all paid for by credit card points because of client expenses and just how much we spend for tech and everything. It's just insane to think about. It really opens up, especially if you never really traveled a lot. So coming to the Europe side of the world, I have to say, like, it's like a completely different style of life. I mean, even if you look, you know, it's really all walking, no cars, everyone's super friendly, and it's an experience that, you know, I think personally is better than cars, jewelry, and everything of that sort. So today we're going to be in Athens, walking around exploring, then come to tomorrow when we fly into Crete to meet up with Nick and do our mastermind. So very excited to show you guys all of that, and just wanted to say that with the possibilities of business, right, and the way that you can extend yourself into basically putting your mind into anything that you want. Like, if you want a really nice car, if you want to travel the world, it's all up to you. And it's basically going back to what a lot of people are just conversating about right now, and that's free will, right? I'll tell you guys, anybody who are struggling right now, going through something, or don't think that they have the resources available, you got this. And it's better to start today than tomorrow. And remember, just whenever, I don't even care if it's an art project, I don't even care if it's your job, you just have to put in 100% effort. And if you're always that person who puts into 100% effort, just believe in yourself, and eventually the things will come your way. So I'm hoping that throughout my journey in life in general, whether it's teaching you guys through business, educational content, or just mindset, emotional stuff, or just experiences and traveling the world, I want to share that with all you, because, like, it almost feels like a green screen. So this is it for Athens. I'll check you guys in Chenia.
Look at this guy. Got Max over here chilling.
I don't have my camera. Where's my audio?
Here we are, boys. We made it. We are here on the Crete retreat.
Crete retreat.
Yes, sir. Got our guys locked in over here. Hard at work. Nice meals up and coming. This is just the beginning. We're about to have an incredible mastermind right now.
Yeah.
Playing ping pong down here, bro? The man, the myth, the legend, bro. Where's Oh, is that Soul? Oh my God, tell me, what do you do for a living, man?
I'm currently scrolling on TikTok.
Oh, that's what you do for a living?
That's what I do for a living. I'm doing it, it's called content research, but For a living, I help people use their skills and their experience and turn it into a service and a profitable online business.
That's awesome, man.
I'm doing. But right now, I was looking through some stories to get some. Here's Max person. I'm getting a bit of ideation in terms of what I should do for my stories. That's what I said.
That's awesome, man. How'd you get into it?
Man, I was like making content and like made it for a year and a half, 2 years. Then people started coming to me asking for help with content. And I started coaching content, and then as I started bringing people on for content, I was also then helping them with their offer, then their sales, and then I realized that the part that I love is actually crafting your offer, because then the whole of the content strategy comes from that. So, and my community's just grown and grown and grown to the point where it's just people with skills that I'm like, I want to help you monetize. And we've got some sick people in there, like people teaching surfing, people teaching behavior therapy for kids, football, like coaching. It is the sickest community, and it all just starts with a skill. So yeah.
That's insane, man. Now, if you had to give you advice to kids, let's say on the younger age, 20 years old, who want to get into business or want to do what you do, what advice would you give?
I can only speak on the story that I had, which was I accidentally learned a high value skill in terms of content creation, but learn and develop a skill that you can use. Nice little spider there. A skill that you can use in order to then turn that into, find the skill and the knowledge that you have that people want from you. So people will be asking you for things like, oh, how do you do this? Or what do you do to get this? And then you can start giving it to free for people, charging people that, and then charging people, and then growing that as a business. And honestly, every single business, especially a service-based business, is just built off someone being a few steps ahead of the people who need the help.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks for the advice, man.
I'm live right now. Come say hi. Hi guys. Hi guys. Welcome to the stream. That was it. I'll do. I'm waiting for more people to come on, and then I'll do like.
What's the niche? Who are we
the
talking
niche
to?
is like traveling the world and streaming it all live, so people can join. People that are not able to travel.
Have you done like a travel stream with your fans?
That's
other
like
than right
almost
now?
all that I do. I travel like. I literally.
Other than right
I came from.
It means greatest in Greek.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I just wanted to close this out and basically talk about some of the most insane things that I've learned from the last basically week of being with Nick and the other guys in Greece. It was incredible. I know there wasn't a whole lot, just so much going on that really wasn't to the point where I was vlogging the whole time while I was there, but I wanted to shoot this to give it some closure, to basically discuss a lot of those things that were not discussed. So just to go over, I'll go over first thing. The three biggest takeaways that I learned specifically from that trip alone was essentially the speed to implementation. I think is one of the most key factors that I didn't realize how important that was. I don't mean essentially like, oh, take the leap, make the big change, or go into the business that you didn't think that, or you didn't know that you were going to be doing. More the fact that like instead of sitting here forever trying to get it right, just going ahead and doing it is basically bare minimum. Now, a lot of the other things that come to part in that is essentially the outputting this, right? I mean, one thing that you guys know about me is that we record a lot of content, but I don't consistently, let's say, post every single day, where I learned that personal branding is one of the biggest things that you can leverage, especially going into this info product space of how the business and agency world is beginning to play out. And by having that on your side, as consistently posting every day, people see the results that you get, see how essentially locked in you are. It's incredible. I always take this statistic, from Iman Gadji, let's just say, for example. He has like 5-6 million subscribers, or whatever the case is. If 1% of his audience converts, if he had that digital launchpad offer at $39 a month, it at least was like a couple million a month that he could quite literally just spawn in. And that's incredible when you really go into detail about the story and the timeline and why things are done. Like, for example, what came up with Gadji and Big Day, and what was the reasons for those, and how essentially he created market for these things that like an energy drink for entrepreneurs, right? Or sunglasses to where you can take sales calls outside. You don't think of those things, so people can see your eyes. You don't think of those things, but it's what is created by just the way that, like, Big Day, perfect brand name. I mean, a can's minimalistic. So there's all these different factors, and like all of his videos, like, for example, you'll see maybe on this cup holder right here that I have that he has a Big Day sitting there. So really, really fascinating about how deep that thought process is, especially like the colors, the verbiage, the how you talk, how you act. And one of the biggest things I'll say is really cool is that, when we met those people there, is that everybody was essentially how they were online, which is very interesting to think, because you always have this fundamental belief that it's the other way around. However, in this case, right, just the way that Nick acts and speaks on Instagram, YouTube, he is simply the same way in real life. And it was a great group of people to be around, and it made me realize that this was the real bulk of the action, is basically understanding and learning from these people what they're doing and where they're going about it. So that would be my second biggest takeaway, is essentially investing into personal branding to be able to output yourself there and essentially just help everybody, right? And the great thing is that, for individuals who are like-minded and similar to my fashion of having this ability to always consistently want to help people and see the best out of everybody, it goes hand in hand, because when you're able to consistently go through and say that, hey, I want to teach you this, I want to help you with this, and essentially not asking for anything in return, is just such a difference maker, because it really separates you from those who are just in it for the success versus those who actually really enjoy it. Now, going over so far, right, we have speed of implementation, right? It's just essentially don't waste time trying to perfect things, getting stuff done. Personal branding, going all in on exactly putting yourself out there, growing your base, your community, and people who will look up to you is just, something, again, that you don't really necessarily think about, right? Like when it comes to business, you don't think about, having like thousands and thousands and thousands of people watch your content and look up to you. But really, when you're first starting out, it's obviously not the main priority, but as you get seasoned and grow into it, it definitely does become a priority, especially the faster and the bigger that you grow in the space and in the community. Now, the last takeaway that I would say would definitely be like the biggest piece is essentially the way that info is going on, right? As you guys know already, we are going to be releasing Agency Ignition. It is our lead generation utility and community for agency owners that give you access to over 25 different tools that allow you to scrape data from for basically about 1/15th or 1/20th of the price of if you bought all the tools individually, as well as leveraging incredible deals and discounts I've secured through my network, such as $2 inboxes, right? Real Google resellers, not private infrastructure or some Fugazi type of email account platform, not EDU panels. All those different factors basically make that a no-brainer to be a part of that. And as we inch closer and closer to being able to go ahead and have this fully launched where I'll have all the resources and everything that we need, I think it's just going to be one of the biggest things that's going to propel us a lot further. And I'll tell you the raw truth, raw reality right now, so listen up. You see a lot of these guys in the coaching space definitely has some people look at it funny, like, oh, think like Iman Gadji, why would he shut down his agency for coaching? I mean, logistically, think about it, right? Scaling an agency, right? We have a full growth plan to scaling our company to about $250,000 a month. And in that same timeline where, for sake purposes, if I amassed 50,000 followers, once again, let's say only 1% of them convert. That's 500 people. And the agency ignition is $397 a month. So let's call it $400 a month. So at this point, right? Here, I'll even take it out. So basically at this point, you essentially take that 500 people and then times it by $400 a month. You're already sitting at around $200,000 a month, right? So $200,000 a month for that platform, which gives people such insane value. Like it actually doesn't make sense to not be an agency ignition. And it's positioned that way for a specific reason. So in that case, that's easily going to outpace the agency, right? So it becomes a much more scalable and easier to fulfill solution, especially when even right now we have a ton of people that pay us for coaching, one-on-one calls, setting up custom systems, and I always sit down, help people any shape or way or form or chance that I could get. So being able to do this at scale to basically everybody, just dropping every drip of knowledge that I have into what's gotten to us to where we are now. It's like the saying Alex Ramosi said, right? There's no bad group, no bad course. It's all about how good of a student you're going to be. And once again, raw reality is that everybody who joins Agency Ignition is not going to get results, right? Some people don't have the drive. Some people want to give up early. Some people don't continue along with the path. But what happens is you're going to have that select people who do. And when the select people who do, that's when you're going to see the crazy results, like how quick you can hit 6 figures a month or how fast you could get your first client, right? It's all these different things. And it's just all about who's the person that you want to be. And if you want to be that, you need to understand that this journey is not easy, okay? But it is simple. I'll tell you that. It is very simple. And compared to so many different avenues of what you can do right now, like you want to start a restaurant or start a construction company, it's hard. It really is hard and can get complicated. However, when you have this space that's just emerging and growing day by day continuously, once again, it almost doesn't make sense to not be there. And when you really think about that, let's say you're charging $4K a month for your service, okay? You sign 20 clients, that's $80K a month, which is again, way still above the national average of the salary, right? So by amassing to this period in such a short period of time, where the people I learned from took 6 months really to get it and to learn it. When I did it, it took me 3 months. And I figured that, what if I could chop that even further? What if from joining Agency Ignition, I almost could guarantee that you'll have a return on investment within 30 days, right? Like that's incredible. But then again, it comes back to that balance. What type of person do you want to be? Do you want to be the person that people look up to? Do you want to be the person that everybody wants to talk to in the room? That you're seeing success for yourself, but you're feeling confident because you're doing something that, again, isn't easy, but it's simple. And essentially you get to grow yourself, you get to grow the people around you and provide incredible opportunities. Like even one thing for me, just simply having full-time employees, our payroll is around, it's close to 10K. And it's to think about that, like I paid for these people basically to actually live, to be able to buy food, pay rents, do whatever they need to do. And that's just incredible to me. And we're going to do a lot of great things on this channel, but I wanted to drop that recap there and basically give you guys the 3 biggest takeaways that I've had that just, it sounds simple, but when you really think about it and you really get into the space, get into actually mastering these skills, you'll wake up and see it's a whole different ballgame. Like it's as simple as just like going to the gym every day, right? Some people, all right, do for a month, great job, that's awesome. You do it for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, those people do it for like a year, 2 years, and you're gonna have the people do it for 5, 10. And don't get me wrong, something not talked about a lot in this space is also the mental health aspect of it. There's obviously gonna be people that you don't want to compare yourself to everybody. You got to use that as fuel, right? Don't use it as like, oh, this guy just got lucky, or this is this is just one of those skiing type of things, right? Weather's just not the case. But like as I said before, what's your potential? What is the type of person that you want to become? And we'll leave it at that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you guys in the next one.